As the 2024 U.S. election draws near, the political arena is once again dominated by familiar faces: incumbent President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. Their rematch promises to be a high-stakes battle, set against the backdrop of a nation grappling with numerous challenges. Joe Biden, now 81, brings decades of political experience to the table. From his early days in the Senate to serving as Barack Obama's vice president, Biden has weathered the storms of American politics. However, his presidency has faced its own trials, with issues such as high inflation, contentious industrial policy bills, and escalating conflicts abroad in Afghanistan, Ukraine, and the Middle East. Despite his efforts, Biden's leadership has left many voters dissatisfied, viewing the upcoming election as more of a choice between two flawed options rather than a celebration of his accomplishments. On the other side stands Donald Trump, a polarizing figure whose tenure as the 45th president was marked by controversy and division. Trump's unorthodox approach to governance and his fervent base of supporters catapulted him into the political spotlight, culminating in a tumultuous end to his presidency with the storming of the Capitol by his supporters. Now facing multiple criminal indictments, Trump's campaign for re-election is fueled by a mix of familiar rhetoric on cultural issues and grievances against the legal system. Amidst the political drama, another pressing issue has emerged, casting a shadow over Biden's campaign: his handling of the Gaza war. 9 months before the election, Democratic Party and campaign officials find themselves caught off guard by the depth of anger within their own ranks over Biden's stance on Gaza. Despite expectations that Democratic unrest over Gaza would fade as Biden ramped up his campaigning against Trump, the problem has only worsened. Biden's opposition to calling for a permanent ceasefire until Hamas is defeated is stirring anger among a coalition of voters that propelled his 2020 victory, from Black Americans to Muslim activists in must-win states like Michigan. The division within the Democratic Party over Biden's stance on the Gaza conflict continues to deepen as the election draws nearer. While some segments of the electorate have rallied behind Biden, particularly Jewish Americans who support his unwavering stance on Israel, others, notably younger Democrats and people of color, remain deeply troubled by the escalating violence and civilian casualties in Gaza. This discord has not only fractured Biden's electoral coalition but has also fueled skepticism and disillusionment among traditionally supportive groups. As the voices of dissent grow louder, Biden's campaign finds itself at a crossroads, grappling with the challenge of reconciling conflicting interests and demands within its base. While Biden has attempted to address concerns by engaging with Arab American community leaders in Michigan and emphasizing his administration's commitment to humanitarian aid for Gaza, his refusal to call for a permanent ceasefire until certain conditions are met has only exacerbated tensions. Despite internal pressure to reconsider his position, Biden remains steadfast, further alienating segments of his base and risking the erosion of crucial support. The looming specter of the Gaza issue threatens to overshadow Biden's campaign efforts, with Democratic activists mobilizing protests and demonstrations in key swing states like Wisconsin. The war's impact extends beyond partisan lines, resonating deeply with Black voters who feel betrayed by Biden's perceived indifference to their demands for justice and accountability. The prospect of sitting out the election or supporting a third party looms large for many disillusioned activists, underscoring the magnitude of the rift within the Democratic Party. Biden's campaign, caught off guard by the depth of anger and frustration over Gaza, faces an uphill battle in navigating the complexities of a deeply divided electorate. Despite assurances of aggressive outreach and engagement, the challenge of bridging the gap between competing interests and ideologies remains daunting. As the campaign heats up and the stakes grow higher, the outcome of the election hangs in the balance, with the future direction of the nation at stake. As the candidates navigate the complex web of domestic and international challenges, the eyes of the world remain fixed on the outcome of the election. The decisions made by the next president will shape not only America's future but also the course of international relations for years to come. In this pivotal moment, the stakes could not be higher, underscoring the imperative for voters to carefully weigh their choices and for candidates to rise to the challenge of leadership in a time of uncertainty and upheaval. Furthermore, as the election approaches, both candidates are under increasing pressure to address a wide array of issues facing the nation, ranging from economic inequality and healthcare access to racial justice and climate change. The electorate's expectations are high, with voters demanding concrete plans and decisive action from their leaders. Against the backdrop of a polarized political landscape and a deeply divided Congress, the task of enacting meaningful change appears daunting, yet imperative. For Biden, the path to re-election hinges not only on his ability to navigate the complexities of the Gaza conflict and its fallout but also on his capacity to inspire confidence and unity among a fractured electorate. Despite the challenges, Biden's campaign remains optimistic, citing recent fundraising successes and grassroots mobilization efforts as signs of momentum. However, the road ahead is fraught with uncertainty, with the outcome of the election far from certain. Meanwhile, Trump's campaign seeks to capitalize on Biden's perceived vulnerabilities, portraying him as weak on national security and beholden to special interests. With his base of loyal supporters firmly behind him, Trump aims to energize conservative voters and exploit divisions within the Democratic Party. The stage is set for a fierce political battle, with the future of the nation hanging in the balance. As the campaign intensifies, the candidates' foreign policies come under increasing scrutiny, particularly in light of rising tensions in regions like the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and East Asia. Biden's administration faces mounting criticism for its handling of international affairs, with concerns over its approach to conflicts such as the Gaza war and the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. Conversely, Trump's tenure saw a shift towards a more isolationist stance, characterized by his "America First" policy, which drew both praise and condemnation. The global landscape is fraught with challenges, from climate change to cybersecurity threats, and the next president's decisions will have far-reaching implications. With the world watching, the candidates must navigate a complex web of domestic and international issues, all while vying for the support of an electorate deeply divided along ideological lines. The outcome of the election will not only determine the trajectory of American politics but also shape the course of global affairs for years to come. In conclusion, as the election draws near, it is essential for candidates to engage with voters and address their concerns directly. To our subscribers, we thank you for watching and encourage you to actively participate in the democratic process. Please react to our videos with likes, shares, and comments, and let us know the topics you want us to cover. Your engagement is crucial in shaping the discourse and ensuring that your voices are heard. Let us work together towards a brighter and more inclusive future for all.